Peace to the collective. It's Kyrie, the Hood Mystic, and I care about your spiritual development. If ever you need something from me, want to talk to me, reach out to me on Instagram at the Hood Mystic. There you will find all my information, and I upload daily, multiple times a day. So if you want to keep track of what I got going on, follow me on Instagram. I got like 20 more people to get to 6,000. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I mean, not subscribe, but follow me on Instagram. That's where it's happening at. But beyond that, man, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me as I've been, you know, working hard, managing a business, a family, myself, um, and you know, having to transcend and ascend and reduce and regress and progress. And, just when you in a space of transformation, you got to break yourself all the way down to build yourself all the way back up. And, when you are in the space of the ego or in the space of society, you got to always put on fronts. If a person asks you how you doing, you got to say, oh, I'm doing good, right? I'm doing great. But at a certain point, you don't be feeling good and you don't be feeling great. At a certain point, you need some help. At a certain point, you need to, slow down or rest. And you can't really be judged against society standards at all points during your life, especially if you are a spiritual being, because you really have to find yourself. And so the title of this video is the placebo effect. And when I tell people certain things, they take it and run with it. Case in point, I was having a conversation and I told the person, whatever you thinking about is true. And so when I said that, they took it and ran with it without examining exactly what I'm verbalizing. If whatever you think is true, that means that the negative things are true. But it also means that positive things can be true too. It takes a lot of work to change your mind and to self-realize and to self-actualize. And the work is within. The work is restructuring your belief system. So many times and so many people are very concerned with what they're seeing with these two physical eyes and never taking the time and effort to see with this eye. So if you are looking with these two eyes, especially with my content and the things that I talk about, then you're not going to see much. You're going to see a heavy set black dude with a Pooh Shiesty mask with some clear schoolboy glasses on. Not much to look at. But the point is, I'm hoping that you use these eyes or this eye to engage with my content and to engage with everything that I put forward. It's about spiritual development and belief in yourself. So I'm not about to sit here and offer you nothing external, because the reality of external things are a result of a placebo effect. So I don't want you to take offense to what I'm about to say, but I want you to actually think what I'm about to say. I don't want you to take what I'm going to say and run with it and imagine that I'm taking shots or I'm trying to fuck with you. But all I'm really trying to say is that if you buy Organite, that shit don't matter. I got 2 pieces of Organite and I'll buy more Organite, but in reference to anything, it don't matter. Hematite, crystals, EMF waves, 5G, All of these things that we are told are out to harm you, and they may harm you. They may help you. They may prevent harm. But your belief in those things is going to make the difference. It's people that's living to 115, 110 years. It's people who live in longer than that. You just don't know about it. Because a lot of people age based upon their belief system. I believe that I'm 16. I really truly believe that I'm 16. I don't know why. I really do feel like I'm 16. I'm actually 38, but I don't feel like I couldn't never see myself. I got an uncle too. My uncle Pride, he like in his 50s. Me and him, if we was next to each other, you would think that we brothers. Something about my family, we age real gracefully. So in reference to my genetics, I can also imply the science of nutrition, the science of exercise and good health and things of that nature to take it to another level, which I'm in the process of right now. But the whole point of this conversation is that whatever you thinking that you need in the world, as far as a career, as far as a relationship, as far as anything external, you're going to be chasing that shit. And one would say, do you say fuck all of that shit? No, but you got to understand that you could attract a lot of shit. You can attract a lot of things based upon understanding who you are energetically. If you desire something, if you want something, it is yourself. And if you don't actually pay attention to this actual beautiful, magnificent part within you, you're probably going to be believing in some dumb shit. It's young men right now who dead set worried about a girl and they in their early 20s. Acting like they got their heart broke over a girl and they in their early 20s. Majority of young men going through it over a girl right now in their early 20s. You know how preposterous that is? That's like I'm building a 5-story house. And I get to the second floor and then I move my couch in. I move my bed in. I move my refrigerator. Mind you, I didn't build a roof or nothing. I just built the second floor of my apartment and I'm moving everything in. And then every time it rain, I'm pissed off. Damn, I got water in my bed. What's the problem? You understand that analogy, young men? You don't got to worry about no girl. You got to worry about developing yourself. I don't care what rap song you listening to. I don't care what I don't care what your friends is talking about. Because let me tell you the reality of the friends that you got when you in your early 20s. They not going to be your friends when you in your 30s. You're going to have a whole different group of friends. So if you crashing out with some niggas that you're not even going to be cool with for various reasons, it's going to be a whole selection of reasons for why you and everybody you around right now going to fall out 10 years from now. The most important thing in your life is not whether you get female attention. The most important thing for a young man is not to figure out if a woman loves him or not. Because you're not even fully developed in who you are as a man. The harsh reality is that the women your age are. Women don't have to do the things that men do. The placebo effect, though, when you believe that when young women, young, beautiful, fertile goddesses believe that the money that they are making makes them valuable, that is a belief. But you ain't never seen a situation where a person have shown up on the Forbes list because they made $150,000 in a year. What you have seen is people say, I make $200,000 a year, yet I still live check to check. That's what you have seen. Money don't create value. That's a belief. That's a placebo. That is something that you would chase. That is something that you would think. But real value is believing in yourself to attract all that you need and all that you want. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Imagine not knowing who you are as a human being, as a spiritual being, but trying to fill out an application. Have you ever just filled out random applications as if to say, when I get into this job, things is going to make sense for me? Because you don't know who you are. It's so many people. You go to Jimmy John's, Burger King, everywhere you go, you'll see a whole bunch of people, beautiful souls who have no clue that they could be doing something different, doing something better. But it all boils down to believing in yourself. And believing in yourself is not a desire. It is not a figment of your imagination. It's a reality that requires work. No little boy need to be worried about girls before he know who he is as a man. Because imagine this, right? I grew up to be a great man. But in my 20s, the things that women said to me was not, you're going to grow up and be a great man. They was calling me a bitch ass nigga. They was saying this, that, and the third. You don't got your money together, because I didn't. Now, if I had a older, mature, wise person to tell me at that young and tender age, you know what? You got a lot more developing to do. And once you develop into the man that you are going to be, things will be handed to you on a platter. And you don't got to work so hard for the type of woman that you want, for the type of life you want to live. You would know exactly what you want to do, how much it costs, how much it don't cost. Because the kicker to life for me is that I could go to a state park and spend $0.99, spend my whole day there, bring me some weed, bring me some goddamn sage, my children, and make a fucking day of it. And not spend $1. But in my 20s, they like, oh, you need to go to the club. You need to buy you a section. You need to buy $300 bottles of liquor that you could get to the liquor store for $20. All for what? To impress a girl. To make these girls think. I didn't know this shit naturally because I had homeboys. They like, bro, we would go to the bar and I would just go to the bar regular. They'd be like, bro, all right, we going to do something real quick. Took me to the mall. They like, bro, get everything new. All right, so I'm just like, all right. I just picked out some white shit, got me a nice little hoodie, some new shoes, got my hair cut. He like, all right, now let's go to the bar. Man, my whole life changed after that. Chicks was just like, oh my God. And all I did was buy new clothes. I didn't develop into a man. I didn't develop no masculine skills. I didn't know how to fucking tie my shoes or wipe my ass correctly. I bought a new fucking outfit and the bitches went wild. So you gotta understand, if you ain't taught this type of shit, you are destined to ruin your life. And then society gonna be looking at you like, boy, you ain't figured it out yet? And you didn't even realize that your priorities was fucked up. If you don't got your money together, it ain't because the white man is after you. It ain't because you got a bitter baby mama. is because you haven't prioritized it. It haven't been the focus. It haven't been something that you've studied, journaled, learned about, processed it, integrated it, adapted it, breathed it, joined the motherfucking support group, talking everybody around you is talking about how to get to the motherfucking bag. You can't say, well, I ain't got my money together because, society is fucked up. No, you haven't prioritized it. But you done got a lot of pussy though. I can talk to myself. That's pretty cool. Got a lot of pussy, got a lot of attention, felt like the man for a night or two. But money still funny. Change still strange. So it get to a certain point as a man that it's not about anything besides what the fuck you're gonna do. And you gotta really fight as a man, you gotta fight through your emotional barriers. Cause you could be a whole bitch ass nigga in reference to who you are as a grown ass man. You could be in your 40s and 50s and 60s and be a bitch. Cause you don't actually believe in yourself. You believe that it's some negative entity and forces in your family and this nigga and that nigga and he double crossed me and she triple crossed me and this and that and all this type of shit. And the whole time you should have just prioritized what the fuck you needed to take care of right then and there. We so concentrated and focused on celebrities. Oh, the kicker for men is the goddamn sports. Niggas know the full roster, who on the third string, the draft prospects, but don't know the difference between a stock option and an IRA. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, cuz. But you know who Demarius Thompson is, the fourth string goddamn cornerback for the Rams, cause that's your team. You don't got no stock or interest in the team. Even the crazy part, these niggas don't even bet for real. It's DraftKings and you could get cold at that shit. It's niggas who just will give you the winners and all you gotta do is input the information. I would not be watching sports if I ain't betting on it. If your baby dad is sitting there watching sports on Sunday, be like, you ever heard of DraftKings, honey? Something. Might be cold at it. I'm just saying. But I don't support or promote gambling. I'm just saying. I don't fuck with it though. But I know, like, when I used to work at a hotel, I used to see a few dudes come and go in and out the hotel, renting penthouse suites, and you ask them what they do, and they be like, I bet on games. Like, oh, nice little Audi A8s and shit like that. I don't know. It's so many things. When you start looking with this eye and start believing in yourself, you start to open yourself up to, okay, don't be a gambler. Like, don't spend no money gambling, but learn, if you, say for instance, you watch sports every Sunday. Learn about the injury reports, learn about the spreads and all of that, and don't spend money. Just follow it. Get it to a point, if you know you're going to watch football, and you know you're going to watch football 5 years from now, you will understand the ins and outs, how to fucking gamble, so then you could take your natural thing that you like to do and make some money off of it because you're a man. No man gets the pass or the excuse of not generating income. You're not gonna find a woman that's gonna say, oh, well, I'll give you money. You're not gonna find that girl. She'll want to spend the money that you make, and that's the reality of being with the type of woman that you like and want, the type of woman that's going to take you to that second level orgasm. But a girl that get on your nerves, that piss you off, that don't really like you because you don't really like yourself is only going to get you to the first level orgasm. The girl that can tolerate you because you a bitch. The girl that's not madly in love with you because you a bitch. Because you want her more than you want yourself. And she banking on that. She banking on you being a bitch. She not banking on you to be self-evolved and to be like, well, I mean, if pussy is in the trajectory of the day, great. But usually I'm too damn busy to stop what I'm doing to devote time to, go in there with you. That's what all men is going to say. I'm too damn fucking busy to be worried about what the fuck you feeling like. And you know what? It's going to turn her on. Because a bitch is going to say, oh my God, I'm going to come do, and I've never had no pussy before, so I'm going to break everything down. It don't work like that. So give yourself time. Figure out what you're going to get cold at, what you're going to get better at. Make money doing it. Support yourself. Make enough money that when you are with a young lady and she want to go to a nice restaurant, it's not going to make you feel a certain type of way that she a gold digger. Because you a pussy digger, because you would do all of this weird shit for pussy, and that's the truth too. So if she want to be a little weird for having a fucking meal, you need to meet her in the middle. It's called intercourse. I want y'all to Google this. Social intercourse. Sexual intercourse. Men like sexual intercourse. Women like social intercourse. You can't have one without the other. So you got to figure out how you can support and vibrate with a woman socially to establish a true and real emotional connection. The problem is y'all think y'all going to swipe open some magical dick and fuck her into falling in love with you. And I swear to God, it don't work like that. I've tried it. I've actually started a fucking social club. I got a Reddit page right now that's going crazy. And it don't work. You gotta have an emotional connection for you to even be around a woman that you can trust. Because imagine you dealing with a woman that you can't trust and you got a lot of things that you could lose. I don't care if you got a MacBook. A bitch will get you set up to steal your goddamn MacBook out here in these streets. And if you don't got your shit together, you is not going to establish an emotional connection with a woman. You might think you are, but she playing you. Because the reason is, as I stated earlier, your house ain't even built. And when you in contact with a woman, she know you don't got your shit together, or she know you got your shit together. And it's not to say that she not gonna fuck with you because you don't have your shit together. Women fuck with dudes who don't have their shit together every fucking day. It's just normal. Go ahead and ask her about her baby daddy. He do not have his shit together. Test my theory. So they will still deal with you. But you got to have the understanding of you got to be so strong and so different and so unique in this world of simps and betas to say, I am going to learn something valuable instead of chasing these hoes. And that's where you start to get some action and some tread in your life. The problem with most men, they either in love with a hoe, in love with a video game, or in love with a sports team. and not in love with they self. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? But let me get back to work. I see y'all. I just wanted to share that with y'all. Hope that helped. Just started talking and got a little message for the young men. So if you know any young men who chasing these hoes out here, show them this video. Tell them that's not the way to go. Chase yourself and the hoes will come.